That penny in your pocket might be worth hundreds or even thousands. Rare dates and mint errors turn ordinary 1-cent coins into hidden treasures. The 1996 United States 1-cent penny might not immediately strike most people as anything remarkable. It's small, brownish red, and the kind of coin you see every day at the bottom of your pocket, in a car cup holder, or tossed into a change jar without a second thought. Most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up a penny on the sidewalk anymore. But hidden within the seemingly ordinary 1996 penny lies the potential for incredible worth, and in some cases, it can be valued between $45,000 and $110,000. That surprising fact has turned this coin into a topic of fascination among collectors, investors, and everyday people who suddenly realize the penny in their hand might be far more than a single cent. The penny from 1996 belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which had been running since 1959. On the obverse is the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and used since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. By 1996, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most recognizable coins in the world. The reverse design in that year shows the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design crafted by Frank Gasparo to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Within that small memorial detail, if you look closely, you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln's statue seated inside, which is something that continues to amaze new collectors. The 1996 penny was produced in massive numbers by the United States Mint. Between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, billions of coins rolled off the presses. To most people, this makes the idea of a 1996 penny being valuable hard to believe. After all, if billions exist, how could one be worth as much as $110,000? The answer lies in a combination of rarity within condition, striking errors, and collector demand. While the vast majority of 1996 pennies are worth just a cent, the few that exist in pristine, flawless condition, or that contain rare minting varieties, stand out dramatically and bring in eye-popping values. Condition is one of the biggest factors that determine value in modern coins like the 1996 penny. Most pennies from this year entered circulation and quickly picked up scratches, dings, and wear. They lost their bright luster, developed spots, or even corrosion from exposure to the elements. To find a 1996 penny today that is essentially untouched and graded at the highest levels, such as MS-67 or MS-68, is extremely rare. Collectors are always on the hunt for the finest known examples of any coin, and when the competition heats up for these top-graded pennies, prices can climb shockingly high. Some of these pristine examples have been known to reach tens of thousands of dollars, even hitting into that remarkable range of $45,000 to $110,000. But condition isn't the only story. The 1996 penny is also known among collectors for some intriguing error coins and minting varieties. When the mint produces billions of coins, mistakes are bound to slip through the cracks, and these errors often become prized treasures. One of the more desirable varieties is the double die penny, where the design elements such as the date, lettering, or parts of Lincoln's profile appear doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. A strong double die can transform an ordinary penny into one worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. There are also examples of 1996 pennies struck off-center, where part of the design is missing because the coin blank was not properly aligned during striking. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more collectors want it. Another rare and valuable error is the transitional planchet strike, where a coin may have been struck on the wrong type of blank. These rare wrong planchet errors are among the most valuable of all, and when authenticated, they can easily propel the value of a coin into that extraordinary range collectors dream about. To put this into perspective, most 1996 pennies are worth face value. If you pulled one out of your pocket right now, the odds are overwhelming that it's just worth a cent. But every once in a while, a collector or even an unsuspecting person discovers one of these rare examples and realizes it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine the surprise of opening an old jar of coins or cashing in a roll from the bank and finding a flawless, mint-state 1996 penny, one that a grading service would certify at the highest levels. That's the kind of discovery that can change a person's life overnight. The 1990s were also a fascinating time for U.S. coinage. While the penny itself hadn't changed much in design since 1959, the mint was experimenting with different techniques and refining its production methods. By 1996, pennies were being struck on copper-plated zinc planchets, a change that had occurred in 1982 due to rising copper costs. This switch created its own set of unique issues, as zinc coins tend to corrode more easily than their earlier all-copper counterparts. This means that finding a 1996 penny in perfect condition today is even harder, making top-graded examples all the more desirable. Auction records provide some of the most jaw-dropping evidence of the 1996 penny's potential value. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents will stop at nothing to secure the finest known examples. When a coin graded at the highest levels hits the auction block, it often ignites a bidding war. The rarity of condition and the drive to own the very best ensures that prices soar. In those heated bidding environments, coins that seem ordinary to the general public suddenly achieve extraordinary valuations, and that's where numbers like $45,000 to $110,000 come into play. But beyond just the money, the story of the 1996 penny is also about the thrill of the hunt. Coin collecting has always been a hobby built on discovery and curiosity. Collectors search through pocket change, bank rolls, estate collections, and coin shops, always hoping to stumble upon that hidden treasure. The fact that a simple penny dated 1996 could hold life-changing value keeps people motivated to look more closely at the coins they encounter every day. It proves that even modern coins, often dismissed as too common to matter, can surprise us with their rarity and value. Collectors often remind each other to check even the most ordinary-looking coins. It only takes one overlooked detail, one subtle error, or one incredibly preserved coin to turn a piece of pocket change into a prize. And that is exactly what makes the 1996 penny such an intriguing subject in the world of numismatics. It bridges the gap between the ordinary and the extraordinary, reminding us that treasures can be hiding in plain sight. So the next time you come across a penny with the date 1996, don't dismiss it as just another cent. Look carefully. Examine the details under good light. Check for doubling on the lettering or date, examine the centering of the strike, and take note of the coin's condition. If it looks sharp, shiny, and nearly perfect, it could be something truly special. Who knows? That penny could be one of the rare survivors worth not just a cent, but anywhere from $45,000 to $110,000. The story of the 1996 penny is more than a tale of copper-plated zinc and mass production. It's a story about how rarity hides in unexpected places, about how collectors transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, and about how a simple coin can carry so much history, intrigue, and value. It's proof that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than their face value suggests. The 2003 United States 1-cent penny is one of those coins that millions of people pass through their hands every single day without giving it a second thought. Copper-colored, small, and often tossed into jars, glove compartments, and couch cushions, the penny is probably the most overlooked coin in American currency. But every so often, a particular year or version of the penny surprises collectors and everyday people alike with an astonishing value that transforms what seems like spare change into a small fortune. The 2003 penny is one such example, and certain rare variations and error versions of this coin have sold for extraordinary amounts, fetching anywhere from $40,000 to $103,000 at auctions and private sales. To understand why the 2003 penny is worth talking about, we need to look at the coin itself. Like other Lincoln cents from that era, the obverse, or front, features the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. Lincoln has appeared on the penny since 1909, marking the centennial of his birth. The designer of the coin, Victor David Brenner, created a portrait that has endured for more than a century, becoming one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Surrounding Lincoln's portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 2003 to the right, alongside the mint mark that indicates whether the coin was produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The reverse of the 2003 penny still carried the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. It replaced the original wheat ears design that had appeared on the coin from 1909 through 1958. The memorial reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicts the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., complete with inscriptions reading "United States of America, 1 cent," and the national motto "E Pluribus Unum," A fun detail is that, if you look closely, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making this one of the few U.S. coins to feature the same person on both the obverse and reverse. At first glance, there seems to be nothing unusual about a 2003 penny. Billions were struck that year, and they are still in circulation in large numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions, as did the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint created proof versions for collectors. Most of these coins are only worth face value, but as every collector knows, it's the rare anomalies, mint errors, and pristine conditions that create the excitement. Error coins are some of the most fascinating pieces in the hobby of numismatics. They occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, and instead of being caught and destroyed, these mistakes sometimes make it into circulation. For the 2003 penny, a number of error types exist that have made collectors go wild. For example, some coins were struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Others were struck on defective or misaligned planchets, creating odd shapes or incomplete strikes. There are also dramatic double die errors, where the inscriptions or parts of Lincoln's portrait appear doubled due to misalignment during the die preparation process. Even more exciting are coins struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine finding a penny with the design of Lincoln but struck on a blank intended for a dime, nickel, or even a foreign coin. These are extremely rare, but they do exist, and they can bring astonishing amounts of money at auction. Some 2003 pennies with such mistakes have sold for tens of thousands, their uniqueness driving collectors into bidding wars. Condition also plays a critical role. Most 2003 pennies went straight into circulation and picked up scratches, nicks, and wear over the years, but a small number were preserved in mint sets, proof sets, or simply by luck in pristine condition. Professional grading services evaluate coins on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with a perfect mint state 70 being flawless under magnification. A 2003 penny in such condition can command a huge premium, especially if it also has an error. It's these top-graded examples, combined with rarity factors, that have reached sales between $40,000 and $103,000. One of the most thrilling aspects of the 2003 penny is the possibility that such a valuable coin could still be floating around in ordinary circulation. Stories often emerge of people discovering unusual coins in their pocket change or stashed away in jars, only to later learn that their find is worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's this treasure-hunting element that keeps so many people fascinated by coin collecting. The thought that a fortune could be hiding in plain sight inside a penny roll from the bank or in the change received at a grocery store is irresistible. Auction houses have witnessed some of these rare 2003 pennies cross the block to the amazement of both bidders and spectators. The moment when a coin that looks like it should be worth a cent climbs past $10,000, then $20,000, and finally into the range of $40,000 to $103,000 is electrifying. Collectors know that these opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, the competition to own one of these rarities is fierce. The broader significance of the 2003 penny is that it shows how modern coins can still hold extraordinary value. Many people assume that only coins from the 1800s or early 1900s are worth life-changing amounts, but coins from the 21st century can also reach those heights under the right circumstances. It proves that valuable discoveries are not limited to the distant past. They can be found in coins struck in our own lifetimes. For collectors, the 2003 penny is both a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge lies in the rarity of the high-value examples, but the opportunity is the chance to find something extraordinary where most people see nothing special. Whether through searching rolls of pennies from the bank, examining pocket change, or buying and studying mint sets, collectors are always on the hunt for that one piece that stands apart. For those who may already have 2003 pennies lying around, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine the details carefully. Are there unusual markings? Is the design misaligned? Does Lincoln's portrait or the lettering show signs of doubling? Is the surface pristine without scratches or blemishes? Any one of these factors could be the key to identifying a rare and valuable specimen. And if in doubt, having the coin evaluated by a professional grading service could reveal its true worth. The 2003 United States penny is a reminder that treasures don't always come in the form of gold bars or ancient artifacts. Sometimes they're hiding in the smallest, most ordinary places, like a 1-cent piece in your change. Its story is one of surprise, rarity, and value, and it continues to inspire collectors and non-collectors alike to pay closer attention to the coins they handle every day. What makes this coin so engaging is not only the possibility of extraordinary value but also the history and symbolism behind it. Abraham Lincoln remains one of America's most revered presidents, and his presence on the penny is a daily reminder of leadership, resilience, and unity. To think that such a meaningful symbol can also transform into a financial windfall makes the 2003 penny all the more captivating. In the world of numismatics, the 2003 penny will always stand as an example of how the ordinary can become extraordinary. While most are worth only 1 cent, the rarest and most unusual versions have proven to be worth anywhere from $40,000 to $103,000, forever changing the lives of those who discover them. For collectors, it is a dream coin, and for the rest of us, it is a reason to take just one more look at the change in our pockets. When most people think of a penny, especially one as recent as 2018, they immediately assume it's worth exactly 1 cent and nothing more. It's the coin that often piles up in jars, gets left in change trays, or even ignored entirely when found on the ground. Yet hidden among the billions of 2018 1-cent pennies minted in the United States are rare examples that have stunned collectors and auction houses alike. Some of these coins have been valued at extraordinary sums, ranging from $35,000 to $88,000, proving once again that even the smallest and most overlooked pieces of currency can hold incredible treasures. The 2018 penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln Cent series, one of the most beloved and recognized coins in American history. Since 1909, Abraham Lincoln has appeared on the front of the cent, originally introduced to honor the centennial of his birth. Over time, the design evolved, but the core idea remained. The penny represents both Lincoln's legacy and the foundation of U.S. coinage accessible to everyone. By 2018, the Lincoln Cent featured the shield reverse introduced in 2010, a design meant to symbolize the Union and Lincoln's role in preserving it. At first glance, the coin seems ordinary, part of the billions produced for everyday circulation. But as collectors know, rarity is not about how many were minted overall. It's about how few exist in flawless condition or with striking minting errors that make them stand out from the rest. Errors have always fascinated collectors, and with modern coins like the 2018 penny, certain rare mistakes have created breathtaking value. For instance, double die errors, where the lettering or design details appear doubled due to misalignment during the striking process, are some of the most sought after. A 2018 penny showing clear doubling on Lincoln's profile or on the shield could easily elevate its worth from pocket change to tens of thousands of dollars. Other errors include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned when struck, or coins struck on the wrong planchets, such as a penny struck on a dime blank. These anomalies are rare, but when they surface, collectors eagerly compete to secure them. That intense competition is what has pushed some 2018 pennies into the remarkable value range of $35,000 to $88,000. Condition is another key factor. The grading system used by numismatists evaluates coins from poor to nearly flawless mint state. Most pennies pass through countless hands, getting scratched, worn, or tarnished. But a select few survive untouched, often set aside by chance or discovered directly in rolls straight from the bank. These coins, especially when graded mint state 68 or higher, command serious attention. A 2018 penny in near-perfect condition can spark bidding wars at auctions, with collectors driving the price far beyond what anyone would expect for such a modern piece. The truth is, when a coin is pristine and nearly one-of-a-kind in its quality, its value grows exponentially. The fascinating part about the 2018 penny is that it's recent enough that you might still encounter one in your own daily transactions. The possibility of finding such a coin in your pocket change is what makes this story so compelling. Imagine paying for something at the store, glancing down at your change, and realizing one of those pennies is unlike the rest. For most people, it looks the same, but for a keen collector, it could represent a fortune. That is the thrill of numismatics, the treasure hunt hidden within the ordinary. Over the years, collectors and enthusiasts have shared countless stories of stumbling across rare coins in the most unexpected places. Some were found in rolls purchased from the bank, others discovered while sorting through family change jars, and a few even spotted while paying for small purchases. With the 2018 penny, Stories circulate of rare double dyes and high-grade specimens shocking even seasoned experts. These discoveries remind us that valuable coins don't always come from ancient collections or locked vaults. They can come from the very change in your hand, at auctions. The 2018 penny has already proven its ability to surprise. When a rare error or an exceptionally high-grade specimen appears, the bidding floor comes alive. Collectors know that opportunities like this don't come often, and they act quickly to secure ownership. The excitement builds as bids climb higher and higher, and by the time the gavel falls, the coin has sold for a staggering sum, sometimes as much as $35,000, and in other cases climbing into the $88,000 range. These sales send ripples through the coin-collecting world, fueling the dream that another one of these treasures could be waiting in circulation. What makes the 2018 penny so captivating is its dual nature. On one hand, it's one of the most common coins in circulation today, with billions minted. On the other, it holds hidden gems that only a few people will ever recognize and possess. It's an equalizer in a way. Anyone, no matter who they are, could potentially come across one of these rare coins. Unlike some historic rarities that are locked away in museums or elite collections, the 2018 penny is still out there, accessible, waiting for someone to discover its secret. The design itself adds to the significance. Lincoln's image continues to represent resilience, leadership, and unity, qualities that resonate strongly with collectors. The shield on the reverse reinforces this message, making the coin not just currency, but a symbol of American history and values. When you pair that with the fact that some of these coins have sold for as high as $88,000, the penny becomes more than a symbol. It becomes a legend in its own right. For those who own one of these rare 2018 pennies, the coin represents more than wealth. It is a piece of living history, proof that even in modern times, coins can become extraordinary artifacts. It connects them to a long tradition of collectors who have always sought beauty, rarity, and meaning in what others overlook. And for those who continue searching, the 2018 penny stands as a beacon of possibility, a reminder that the next great discovery might be hiding in the palm of your hand. So the next time you receive change, don't dismiss the pennies as insignificant. Take a moment to look closely. Check Lincoln's portrait, study the shield, and observe the details. Could it be one of the rare error coins? Could it be a flawless example in mint state condition? Because among the countless 2018 pennies in circulation, there are coins valued at anywhere from $35,000 to $88,000. Coins that could change your view of what a penny is truly worth. That is the magic of numismatics. It transforms something ordinary into something extraordinary. It teaches us to look closer, to appreciate the details, and to never underestimate the small things. The 2018 penny reminds us that sometimes treasures are not buried deep in the past. They're right here, circulating through our lives, waiting for someone to notice them.